Hello and welcome back. So I've been traveling for a little bit. Got some cards I picked up on my trip to discuss here in a minute. But first, I wanted to talk about this sale that happened yesterday. So I'll put it up on the screen now. So firstly, not sure if this is confirmed paid or not yet. Could be some sure bidding, could be some funny stuff going on, but even if it's not confirmed paid, the fact that it got so high and got so much attention, I think says a little bit about the card itself. So what the card is not a reverse holo, not a holo card, not a rare card. This is a common card from Delta Species. So these are not super rare, not a huge set either, so it's not like you're finding a common that infrequently. These probably weren't that hard to pull. Yeah, you can argue that Delta Species is a very old set. They didn't print that much in that era. Obviously, it's a popular card. It's Yukimori art. It's Pikachu. It's Ditto, which is popular now from Pokopia. But this is 2.8 thousand US dollars for a Delta Species common card. And I have a copy right here. So this is one I pulled myself as a kid. It sat in my binder for 20 years and then sat in this top loader for about the last 5 years. And there's some dust on the top loader, but the card itself is actually really nice condition. So there is a dot on this bottom corner here, but really functionally a mint card. And this would not, if I were to auction it, sell for 2.8 thousand US dollars. This would probably sell for about maybe 100 to 150. There's been a few sort of sales in Australia for about 100 Australian dollars, which are 70 USD, which is sort of not like lightly played cards. So this would probably fetch a bit more, but what people are really buying when they pay for that PSA 10 one is the label. And I think it's a crazy way to collect because this is functionally the same card in basically the same condition. Like, unless you're really going to be turning the back over and looking at that little corner there, this is indistinguishable really from that PSA 10 copy. And should that be 28 times more valuable? It just seems that people are just buying the label, they're not buying the actual card itself. They're just investing, they're not actually thinking about if it makes sense, because it's really a risky thing to do. Because PSA could lose its appeal, scandals can happen, there could be a move away from graded cards toward binder collecting in the future. There's a lot of restoration things going on now, so if you can restore cards, then a near mint card becomes less valuable. You just need an authentic copy. And while I'm not for restoration, these are trends that can happen in the future, and it could be that in 20 years from now, there's no PSA label premium anymore. So that's just something I find really, really crazy to think about, that people would spend that much money on a card that itself is not that rare and is only conditionally rare. Really, it's not even like that conditionally rare. It's probably just that people haven't been grading them. Like, why would you normally, under normal circumstances, there's no incentive to grade a common card from a set that was, while it was printed less, these aren't impossible to find, these sets. I opened them when I was a kid, I pulled this card. I have the other Ditto cards as well. So the reverse holo, maybe you can make an argument that it should be worth that much, because those are, I think, pretty rare and hard to come by. But the common itself, maybe not. But it is a cool card though, so let's take a second to just appreciate that artwork. Yukimori really did make like a good series of these, and they're very cute. But that's the topic of the video. But I did do some traveling recently, and I was in Canada, and it's interesting, the EB Games, or the GameStop equivalent in Canada, they've started having these display cases where you can go in and you can look at the display cases and buy the cards. And the way they price them is with collector pricing, which means that there's some potential for mismanagement there and potential for manipulation of the market, perhaps, to make your card cheaper to buy. But it also means that it's very condition sensitive. So this Articuno here was listed as heavy played. So at the time, heavy played card market, collector app Articuno was $10. And while it's pretty beaten up, I think it's a bit water damaged as well. It wasn't very flat. From a front perspective, like that's gonna look good in a binder. And for me, that's what I'm looking at when I look at a card. I'm looking at what will look good in a binder. And so this is a Plasma Freeze Articuno EX. And for $10, I thought that was pretty good. Next up, we've got Salamence. Now this one is a reverse holo. Didn't pay $3,000 for it, paid 30 Canadian dollars for this one. I actually already have this one for my EX Dragon set, but I thought I didn't have it. What I actually need is a non-holo, but I bought another holo, and again, like, moderately played, but is it moderately played? If you're being very conservative, that's moderately played, but I would probably call that light played. So yeah, second copy of this card, not sure what I'm doing with it for now, but again, from the front, that's a really nice looking card. And reverse holo EX era cards, they're hard to get now, especially in that LP near mint condition. So I was happy with that. Got that at a card store. This one I got at a card show. So I went to a small card show while I was in Canada, met up with some people from E4 there, which was cool. Had a look around. I bought a few Destined Rivals EXs, just cheap stuff. I got a reverse holo Spoink along with this card here, so I saved a few dollars. That one has gone into my EX Dragon binder. But look at the Cosmos holo on this Kindra. And this is a Neo Genesis, really old card. Near mint for $30, I think is actually a really nice place to be. I'm not sure if this was one of the theme deck cards, because there seems to be a lot more Kindra around than other cards. Maybe it was duplicated on the sheet, which can be a thing. But yeah, Neo sets have sort of flown under the radar a bit, I think, compared to early Wizards of the Coast, compared to like E-Series. They just sort of seem to have fallen through the cracks a bit, probably because they were still printed quite a bit. They've only got the holo treatments, there's no like sort of extra flashy things, but that's still, I think it's a beautiful card. There is also, people love swirls these days. There's a swirl behind the neck there. Yeah, I was really happy with the Kindra. And I also found this at another card store. This is just a small store, but they had this for $13 Canadian, which for a special illustration rare, I think was a crazy good deal. It's going for about $20 in Australia at the moment, and you can really see like the sun shining in the texture. It's a bit hard to show up on camera, but I like Sandy Shocks. I think this is a cool card. Happy to pick this one up. And then my first sort of pickup since I've got home has been this Zacian EX, Hop Zacian EX from eBay. So this is going for about $65 or $70, and then I saw one listed for $43, including postage. So I jumped on it, picked it up. I really like this card. It's my favorite Journey Together special illustration rare. People seem to hate on Hop, but I feel like he's not the worst. I hated Hal from Sun and Moon, but Hop I thought was like a, fun personality. Not the most interesting character, but Zacian is also really cool design, holding the sword. And this artwork from Dom here is fantastic. The way the light shines through, the way the vegetation's done in the foreground as well, really pops with the texture. So that's some recent pickups. That's the Pikachu Ditto. How much would you pay for this Pikachu Ditto? And that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.